This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. Dan is on assignment. I'm Connie Chung, reporting from Los Angeles. A top tobacco executive today denied spiking cigarettes with a secret stash of tobacco containing a double dose of nicotine. However, the Justice Department confirms it is investigating whether the tobacco industry is manipulating nicotine to hook smokers. Correspondent Linda Douglas reports.
The Justice Department is looking into allegations made against tobacco companies, including charges that company officials may have lied to Congress or conspired to defraud the public. The allegations were contained in a letter signed by 7 congressmen.
What we're doing is reviewing all the information that we can find on the subject to see what the appropriate action by the Department of Justice would be.
This latest piece of bad news for cigarette makers came as the head of one of the tobacco companies at the center of the controversy indignantly defended himself before a congressional committee. Brown & Williamson Chairman Thomas Sandifer was pelted with accusations that nicotine is addictive.
As a tobacco company CEO, you have your hands on the controls of an addiction machine.
I repeat, I do not believe that nicotine is addictive.
Sandifer insisted nicotine is put into cigarettes for taste. But one congressman pointed out all of Brown & Williamson's research into nicotine focuses not on taste, but on how it affects the human body.
Your scientists were doing a lot of work for many decades on how nicotine acts as a drug and has pharmacological impacts.
Sandifer said he feels threatened by the ongoing investigation of his industry.
I have concern that we now are headed down a road of putting this industry out of business.
Sympathetic congressmen warned the trend toward regulating cigarettes threatens freedom of choice.
We in Congress need to be very careful about removing that or any freedom.
Tobacco defenders argue smokers already know their habit is unhealthy and they don't want the government telling them what to do. As talk of regulation increases, the tobacco industry will raise fears that Big Brother may be watching. Linda Douglas, CBS News, Washington.
Here in Los Angeles, the grand jury that could indict O.J. Simpson on murder charges heard more testimony today. At the same time, the public heard some potentially damaging evidence against the former football star. Bill Whitaker reports on the audio tapes that provide new insight into the stormy relationship between O.J. and Nicole Simpson.
Last October 25th, Nicole Simpson made a plaintive 911 call from this house after ex-husband O.J. Simpson became enraged over her former boyfriend's picture in a photo album.
Well, my ex-husband or my husband just broke into my house and he's ranting and raving. Now
that was the first call. 50 seconds later, she called again.
Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just send somebody over here?
Okay, what is he doing there?
He just drove up again.
He just drove up?
Over?
Okay, wait a minute. What kind of car is he in?
He's in a white Bronco, but first of all, he broke the back door down to get in.
Okay, wait a minute. What's your name?
Nicole Simpson.
Okay, is he the sportscaster or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Wait a minute. We're sending the police. What is he doing? Is he threatening you?
He's fucking going nuts.
Okay, just stay on the line.
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit out of me.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Nicole Simpson told the dispatcher she was worried about her children sleeping upstairs. She asks O.J. Simpson to think about the kids.
Could you just please, OJ, could you please leave? Please leave.
You think he's still going to hit you?
I don't know. He's going to leave. He just said that. He just said he ain't leaving.
Ironically, the National Enquirer article O.J. Simpson complained about predicted the divorced couple was getting back together. It appears from the tape this turbulent domestic scene was not uncommon.
Has this happened before or no?
Many times.
Okay. The police should be on the way to...
Police also released another 911 tape, this one from January 1st, 1989. Police found Nicole Simpson battered, bruised, and claiming that O.J. Simpson had threatened to kill her.
Screaming Woman, 360 North Rockingham Avenue. 360 North Rockingham Avenue, apartment number B. Female we heard screaming over the phone.
In the pitched media battle to shape public opinion, legal observers say the tapes are a prosecution windfall in the court of public opinion, but may never be heard in actual court.
It's going to be up to a judge to decide, gee, how relevant really are they versus how inflammatory are they, and how much might they lead a jury to say, convict O.J. no matter what.
Simpson's attorney had no comment on the tapes, but 8 months after the last call, Nicole Simpson and a friend are dead, and O.J. Simpson sits in jail charged with their murders. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The 911 tapes you heard were released at the request of news organizations. Late today, an angry Gil Garcetti, the Los Angeles district attorney, said the tapes should not have been given out. He said it is not fair to either the defense or the prosecution. And Garcetti vowed to fight the release of any more tapes or documents related to the case. With so much attention focused on O.J. Simpson this week, it's been all too easy to forget about the victims in this case. Ronald Goldman, the 25-year-old waiter and part-time model, and of course, Nicole Brown Simpson. Tonight, correspondent John Blackstone has more on her story.
The photo album of Nicole Simpson's life tells a story of love, privilege, and beauty until its violent end. Even as a teenager, Nicole Brown stood out.
She had that kind of all-American girl look about her.
At Dana Hills High, she was already living the California dream.
She hung out at the beach. Her friends were kind of the beach crowd, the people that surfed.
She grew up in an exclusive beachfront town, the homecoming princess dating the football hero, but not from the varsity team, from the NFL.
She was such an attractive girl, so beautiful, that it just wasn't a surprise that she would be connected with somebody like that.
By 19, Nicole was living with Simpson, though it was another 7 years before they married.
My wife, Nicole, who came into my life at what is probably the most difficult time for an athlete at the end of my career. And she turned those years into some of the best years I've had in my life, babes.
They were good years indeed. The couple's divorce papers give a view into a life of private jets and matching Ferraris. The license plate on hers read, late for a date. In her divorce papers, Nicole Simpson described their bi-coastal lifestyle as very opulent. They skied every winter at Vail or Aspen. But the papers also show the price Nicole paid. She didn't go to college or pursue a career, she said, because O.J. wanted her to be available to travel with him whenever his career required. O.J.'s response in the divorce documents describes Nicole as a party animal who has done nothing but play. Friends say even after the divorce, Nicole's life was dominated by O.J., though she was trying to build a life of her own until the day she died. John Blackstone, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming up next on the CBS Evening News from Los Angeles, French troops head to Rwanda, but will they do more harm than good? An eye on America. Tonight, domestic violence and the forgotten victims.
Now you can get something extra from One-A-Day. Introducing One-A-Day Extras, a line of high-quality individual supplements of vitamin C, vitamin E, an antioxidant formula, and garlic. Get your extras every day from One-A-Day.
Of all your auto care choices, only one lets you earn up to 10% toward a new GM vehicle. Your GM dealer. Because only your GM dealer is a member of the GM MasterCard's new Accelerated Earnings Network, which helps you get a new car or truck.
Hey, nice bowl of cornflakes.
Yeah, I eat them all the time.
Well, you could eat total and get 100% of 12 vitamins and minerals. Try to get that from cornflakes, and you'll have to add more than just milk.
Like what?
Well, you could try strawberries for vitamin C, wheat germ for some E.
What germ?
Asparagus for folic acid, spinach for A, oysters for iron. Look out.
I'll try total.
Whole grain total. One bowl, 100%. Hey, looks like you like it, too.
French troops are in Rwanda tonight trying to intervene in a war of genocide. The French say they're going in to save civilians because no one else will. But others question their motives. Correspondent Mark Phillips has more.
The French, who were assembling a force in Zaire today, getting ready to move into Rwanda, have begun what may be the most controversial rescue mission ever launched under United Nations auspices. They've announced their intention to go in and save the thousands of Rwandan ethnic Tutsis languishing in refugee camps at the mercy of their Hutu keepers, the people who have been doing most of the killing.
in order to save population, exclusively to save populations.
But the French, despite their willingness, may be the worst possible choice of rescuers. They're despised by the Tutsis, some of whom demonstrated against the intervention in Brussels today. And U.S. aid workers who've just come out of Rwanda say there are good reasons for the mistrust.
The role of the French in Rwanda has not been a positive one for the last 3.5 years. They have basically supported the people who have committed the genocide politically, militarily, and diplomatically.
Worse still, as the tiny UN force in Rwanda tries to organize small evacuations of the injured from the refugee camps, the human rights group Amnesty International said today there was evidence that the French may have helped train units that committed the genocide.
If the French army was involved in any way in facilitating that dirty war, which eventually became the massacres, the genocide we've seen in the last 2.5 months, that is very serious.
The French have named their mission Operation Turquoise. The fear is it could inflame passions, broaden the conflict, and produce more of the prevalent color in Rwanda these days, blood red. Mark Phillips, CBS News, London.
According to a CBS News poll, most Americans feel the United States has no responsibility to help stop the killing in Rwanda. Asked specifically if the U.S. should send ground troops, 61% said no. Only 15% said what happens in Rwanda is very important to the interests of the United States. By contrast, 59% said what happens in North Korea is very important to U.S. interests. North Korea and the U.S. tonight are trying to set the agenda for high-level talks next month. Both sides are taking a breather from the crisis over North Korea's nuclear weapons program. But as national security correspondent David Martin reports, it's a crisis that could recur.
South Korean Marines are still preparing to turn back an invasion from the north. But the fear of war, which had the Pentagon planning to send in reinforcements, seems to have vanished. Kim Il-sung promised to freeze his nuclear program, and in return, the State Department's Robert Gallucci will begin talks with North Korea early next month. But there is still no evidence Kim Il-sung has backed off his nuclear ambitions.
I see no evidence that North Korea has given any indication they're prepared to get rid of their nuclear weapons if they have them, or whatever activities they have proceeded with in the past.
What, in fact, has North Korea given up in this offer? Nothing.
According to McCain, the fuel rods which North Korea would use to make weapons-grade plutonium cannot be reprocessed until they have cooled down for at least another month. And while those rods are cooling, what are the prospects another round of negotiations will be any more successful than previous rounds?
The track record in negotiations of this kind has been pretty abysmal. Often we get to a fantastic agreement and then we see it's not implemented.
The cost for the U.S. was to give up its push for UN sanctions.
We have given up on sanctions. And so we're going into the negotiations, if we have them, in a very weak position. We don't have any sticks left. All we have are carrots.
President Clinton himself cautioned that the resumption of talks is not a solution, simply a new phase in the long-running confrontation with North Korea. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
Stay with us now for more of the CBS Evening News, including a new way to draw a bead on prostate cancer, high-tech treatment without major surgery.
Is up, so you only need one freshly brewed cup.
Wake up to Folgers Coffee Singles, made with ground roast mountain grown Folgers in its own filter.
The best part of waking up
is singles in your cup.
Tears of pain, tears of joy. But when your eyes are dry, soothe them with the tears of Murine. Closer to your own tears than other leading eye drops or artificial tears. Murine, natural tears formula.
See that little black square on your Buick Park Avenue's key? It's worth a lot of money because it can save you a substantial amount on auto insurance. It's an electronic device that activates your ignition. You can drive your car, but a would-be thief cannot. You won't find this feature on Mercedes or Lexus. You will find it on Park Avenue from Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
For those with a passion for life, there's Theragram multivitamins. Theragun has been recommended by doctors for over 30 years. So wherever you are in life, you can fully embrace it. Theragun M, for those with a passion for life.
O.J. Simpson was charged with badly beating his wife in 1989. He did not contest the charges, but he was not sentenced to serve any time in jail. Was his punishment tough enough, or did he get special treatment because he was a celebrity? The story tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Federal health officials tonight report a big increase in the number of Americans who have arthritis. At last count, a government survey indicates there are almost 38 million arthritis sufferers nationwide. Main reason for the arthritis boom? The baby boom generation is getting older. When it comes to another disease linked to growing older, prostate cancer, there's a new and promising treatment. Results up to now indicate it may work without some of the more serious side effects of other treatments and without major surgery. Health correspondent Dr. Bob Arnott has the story.
Robert Stade, who had prostate cancer, is a pioneer. He has chosen a new therapy called radioactive seed implantation over standard treatment.
I wouldn't like to go through 2 months of radiation treatments, which is one of the procedures. I definitely wouldn't want the entire prostate removed because of the problems that you do have with that. You have impotency and incontinency.
Traditionally, men with early-stage prostate cancer could choose between radiation and radical surgery, which removed the entire prostate. Now, with this new technique, tiny rice-sized pellets are loaded into a needle, which is threaded into the prostate where the pellets are implanted. Low-level radiation kills the tumor.
The patient may have an outpatient treatment that does not involve the use of surgery and offers them the opportunity to have less problems with bladder control and a greater chance of maintaining their potency.
5 years after treatment, patients with seed implantation have a 92% survival rate, the same as surgery and better than radiation. However, experts caution it's still too new.
To make a definitive statement and say with certainty that this is as good or better, we're waiting for at least 10 years of follow-up.
Researchers predict seed implantation will be just as effective after 10 years as surgery. But until that research is done, men will face the tough choice between implantation therapy with its promising results and surgery, which is a sure thing. Dr. Bob Arnott, CBS News, New York.
The latest sign that the economy is continuing to grow comes from the Commerce Department. It says orders to factories for so-called durable goods shot up 0.9% last month. That's the 9th increase in the past 10 months. After a one-day rally, Wall Street returned today to its losing ways. The Dow Industrials fell nearly 26 points.
Dad says, if you want to be happy, try to change the sail, not the wind. He taught me to tack, drive, and play basketball. He's owned 5 Volvos and an old MG he works on every weekend. He loves to say, there are those who know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Whatever that means.
For years, people have tried to hide it, stuff it, even burn it. Well, Skippy came up with a whole new idea. We cut it. Introducing new Skippy Reduced Fat Peanut Butter with 30% less fat, plus the delicious Skippy taste you crave. So now you can spread it, devour it, and just plain love it. New Skippy Reduced Fat Peanut Butter. Cut the fat, don't cut out the Skippy. Wow.
Dear Aquafresh, my teeth were so sensitive.
The pain was awful. Aquafresh Sensitive targets the problem, soothing the nerve to help stop the pain.
No more pain.
And great fresh taste. Aquafresh Sensitive soothes the nerve, helps stop the pain.
Sick and tired of your dirty old wood? Introducing Thompson's Deck Wash. Just spray it on dirt, mildew, mold, and dingy gray and wash away the years. Your beat-up old wood looks young again. Thompson's Deck Wash. Let Thompson's do your dirty work.
Good morning. You've got to try Muslix.
Muse what?
What do I do with it?
It doesn't sound good.
Though the name Muslix may not sound very good.
You've got to try Muslix.
No, thank you.
Everyone's surprised at how delicious it tastes.
This is Muslix? This is good.
Almonds? Something sweet. Muslix has fruit and nuts?
Kellogg's Muslix cereal has a cup of fruit and nuts in each box.
Did I say it was a weird name? It's a great name.
You've got to try this.
Can I have some too?
Kellogg's Mueslix.
Gotta try Mueslix.
The case against O.J. Simpson.
Not guilty.
What's the real evidence? Can he beat the rap? Eye to Eye with Connie Chung tonight.
American soccer fans are celebrating today following a stunning upset in the World Cup soccer tournament. The underdog U.S. team scored a 2-1 victory over Colombia, one of the world's top-ranked teams and a favorite to win the cup. The Americans are now virtually assured of advancing to the second round of play. The city of Houston is celebrating its first big-time sports championship. The pro basketball Rockets beat the New York Knicks last night in the deciding game of the NBA playoffs. And as Scott Pelley reports, this might just send Houston over the moon.
How sweet it is, world champion. Yes.
In Houston, the Rockets are part of a trend. The nation's fourth largest city is in the middle of a comeback, not just in sports, but business and government too. It's a performance that lately has been nothing but net.
It has a kind of optimism, a feeling of movement, a feeling of the future, the space city.
We have a good release.
Consider, with Hubble, NASA regained some of its old luster. Home construction has doubled since Houston's deep recession, and the oil industry is investing billions in Texas offshore exploration.
5 years, we'll look out here and we'll see other platforms.
Houston sees jobs, 300,000 new jobs since the end of the 1980s recession. And there's diversity. Houston's compact computer is now the #1 seller of PCs.
Cities take time to right themselves, and Houston had to be re-engineered.
To be sure, there's plenty of re-engineering left to do. Poverty, education, all of the problems of a big city. But now there is a sense that Houston has a much brighter future, and the Rockets aren't the only game in town. Scott Pelley, CBS News, Houston.
Coming up next from Los Angeles, Eye on America. Tonight, violence in the home and the toll it takes on the children.
Alpha Hydrox is going to turn everything you think about skincare on its head. When you hear what Alpha Hydrox does, you'll flip too.
Alpha Hydrox can reduce the appearance of wrinkles using a fruit acid as a natural exfoliant.
While it improves the way your skin looks and feels. Oh, and it's under $10.
Try it and see for yourself.
Alpha Hydrox, available at drug, discount, and grocery stores.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look to us for special delivery. Call us. We'll arrange to pick you up at your home, office, or repair shop. That's special delivery. That's Enterprise.
We kill germs that cause bad breath. We fight plaque above the gum line. We go on to battle the gum infection, gingivitis. We are Listerine antiseptic.
The medical facts are clear. Tylenol is so gentle on your stomach, doctors even recommend it to their ulcer patients for everyday aches and pains. They know Tylenol can't aggravate an ulcer the same way aspirin can. That's important for all of us to know. And so is this. Hospitals use Tylenol 23 times more than all aspirin brands combined. Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Like food, you get heartburn. You take Maalox. Life is good.
And don't forget great tasting Maalox tablets, too.
The story of O.J. and Nicole Simpson is focusing new attention on the problem of battered women. But what about the children in those households? Obviously, the children suffer too, indirectly, psychologically. Correspondent Richard Threlkeld investigates for tonight's Eye on America.
They were a pretty picture, the O.J. Simpson family, if you didn't know he'd given his wife a terrible beating and she'd called police a number of times. And you wonder, what must these children have seen and heard and felt? And what about all the others?
And I saw my dad push my mom into the wall.
How did you feel?
I felt upset because I was crying.
Were you scared?
Yeah,
How come?
because I figured he might hurt me next.
There are countless children like Mia, a 9-year-old, and her little brother. Mia's mother, Kathleen, has spent the past 5 years trying to shelter her family from an abusive husband. They live in Poughkeepsie, New York for now.
She's become a true testament of courage, Mia. I've seen that with her, not just while we were there, but after we left.
So I really love my mom, and I don't want her to get hurt.
Anymore?
Yeah. And I don't want her to die because then my father would have to take custody of me.
Wife beating's a national disgrace, no respecter of race or class or income. What's so often overlooked is what it does to the kids. Dr. Michael Jelinek is a child psychiatrist in Boston.
When there is abuse, the child will feel guilty that they can't protect the mother.
I felt that I should do something. Maybe whenever my mom's in a fight with my dad, I could maybe call the cops.
Children aren't just eyewitnesses to family violence. More often than not, in homes where their mothers are being battered, the children are targets as well. And that violence begets violence. Children of battered mothers are almost twice as likely to commit violent crimes when they grow up.
The father abusing the mother teaches the child that that's the way you handle certain situations, that it's okay for people to hit each other. Their father is doing it.
And those childhood memories are indelible.
How can I ever explain to someone what it's like to see blood gushing out of your mother's eye when you're 4 years of age? I'm now 59 years of age, and that memory is as vivid as it was when it happened that morning.
Charles Hines, the district attorney in Brooklyn, has set up a special family violence unit in memory of his mother.
We attempt to intervene as early as we can, certainly before the arraignment, to give comfort to the battered spouse.
And the children.
And the children, yeah.
Kathleen insists it's time for the system for everybody to start noticing her kids and the others like them.
I'm the one that sees them. I'm the one that has to answer to them. The public, the judge, the cop does not have to answer to them. They don't have to see like old eyes, staring and the not just fear but agony.
So what was going through the minds of those two small silent onlookers in the pretty picture? To paraphrase the words of the prophet, suffer the little children. In Poughkeepsie, New York, I'm Richard Threlkeld for Eye on America.
And we'll have the latest on the O.J. Simpson story later tonight on Eye to Eye. As the prosecution and the defense plan their strategies, we'll look at the case from their two very different points of view. Eye to Eye, tonight at 9, 8 Central Time. See you then. And that's our news. I'm Connie Chung reporting from Los Angeles tonight. Thank you for joining us. For Dan Rather and all of us at CBS News, good night.
Experience CBS News.
O.J. Simpson was charged with badly beating his wife in 1989. He did not contest the charges, but he was not sentenced to serve any time in jail. Was his punishment tough enough, or did he get special treatment because he was a celebrity? The story tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
This is CBS.